David, what's your assessment of that 1-1 draw?
Well, bitterly disappointed that we've not come here and gained all three when you're in a winning position, like we got ourselves in. We sort of took a foot off the gas first half a little bit, and that's when you've got to step on the gas. If you want to be consistent and win football matches week in, week out, that's the time to really step on the gas. We had a lot of good possession first half. Worked the ball really well from left to right, and obviously it made them at half time make 3 changes. I think the dominance was that good, but you've got to score a second. You have to score a second. The way Mac sets up and the way that they smash the ball up and go for set pieces and long throws, then it's really important that you score that second. It's absolutely fundamental. We spoke to him at half time about the importance of that, and we've not turned that screw, and that's the time to turn that screw, because at 2-0 there's no way back. And I think we're 14 shots, 8-9 on target. Lions percent of the game, but we've got to be ruthless. Players have been brought in to really make their moments count, and we've got to be better on their moments. And 9 shots on target. And some really good chances, and it's the same story at Tranmere, away from home. It's not good enough. So that's something we've got to now take on board and take that responsibility as a group. Make sure that they've had one shot, the ball's dropped down to Harry Smith, and he's put it in, quite well. But I never felt in fear of the game or as though we'd lose the game. But we've got to come to Macclesfield and really, make more of chances created.
You are unbeaten, but like you say, it's 4 successive draws. What's that elusive factor at this moment in time which would turn the draws into victories?
Well, it's that belief system. When you're good, and I'm looking at Tyler Walker, Craig Davis, Danny Rose, Otis Card. These are very good players, high quality players. And they've got to believe that they are, and believe that in their moments that you're good enough, not just to go on and score and win the game, but go on and technically be supreme in that moment, and we weren't, and it was the same Tuesday. So we've got to speak to the players. We'll be working on Monday, but it's a belief factor. I think with our attacking play, we're certainly getting enough opportunities, away from home, carving teams up at times, but make maximum impact, and and we didn't do. And you got Tyler Walker's chance. Mari comes on late, gets an header, or CJ balloons one over. Danny Rose the header. I'm waiting for that to go in. The cross was sublime. The cross was absolutely top draw, and Danny, usually that's bread and butter for Dan. So disappointed we've not made more of the dominance at times, but it's we've got to make sure that we do turn these draws into wins.
You handed a debut to 18-year-old defender Lewis Gibbons to much delight. Every club loves to see a player coming through the ranks and into the first team. How do you think he did on his debut?
Well, I think he's deserved that chance. I think I said previously that against Rotherham, I looked over to the bench, and I could have probably put Diggers on at that point, and I went for Gibbo because of how he was training and what he'd done in the previous pre-season games. But I think I got the sight of it really in Portugal, when I seen him train with the first team and seen what he produced. And he's honest, he's sincere, and it was a colossal performance. Because listen, the 2 strikers here, 6'5", 6'6", they don't give you a minute. So it's not as though he's gone into a game where it's not blood and thunder. He's come into a game though where he's been tested, and he stood up to that test. And I was gutted for him, because you remember your debut. You always do as a player, and I wanted that win for him. I really, genuinely, I said that to the players. They've let Gibbo down. Not getting that win for him on his debut. We've let him down, because he was absolutely colossus at the back. But at times we're asking our team to defend the pitch with 3 players. CJ has played as a winger there today. Mal Benning's high up the pitch. So if we're going to play with that aggression and get the team so high up, then we have to make the most of chances, because at times we've got 6, 7 players going overloaded and going trying to score, and it's the responsibility. We've got to make sure that responsibility becomes sincere, and we go and completely take a team down.